Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to 2024. Welcome to You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast. We've got a banger for you today. We've got Locarthemanbeast, the fucking man dragon himself. Just breathing fire coming into 2024. And you got me, the Lobster Dust. Welcome!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
First one of 2024, bro. We made it. We have respectfully been doing this for going on. This is starting year 3.
We're in year 3.
We're in year 3.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We should have given up fucking...
For everybody that said we weren't going to last a fucking month, go fuck yourself. You hear me, Mom? We're still doing it.
We're still in it. Thank God, man. Thank God. There was a minute there I was like, should we? should we just get sleep?
Nah, fuck sleep.
Yeah. This has been one of the hardest Tuesdays to get back into. I don't know. I think it's an every year thing, but like I really do forget how much of like the holidays are so back to back. Like you go Thanksgiving, Christmas, fucking New Year's, and they're so back to back that everything is like so disjointed for like schedules and time and like traveling and meeting up with people.
It's like jet lag.
Holy shit. Like that's exactly what it is. Like I feel like I'm just, and like because you're taking time off of work and because you're off of work, you're fucking gaming late or staying up late or whatever. I was up, like I have the lights in the room. I have them set on a timer. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, they go off. So I don't have to worry about changing the lights or whatever. So I was sitting in the chair last night. I was like, I got to get up for work. I had to be in the property at like 9 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up early. That way I can kind of get out, like get my morning routine going, make sure I check emails, get whatever going. Fucking 3 o'clock last night, lights turn off. I'm sitting in here. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, I need to go to bed. It's like laying down, look at my phone again. It's like 4:30. I'm like, fuck, I really need to go. I'm like convincing myself, just close your eyes. Just get like a couple hours of sleep. I was up at like 7 o'clock this morning. I was like, all right, let's roll, man. Yeah. I'm fucking beat today.
I am. As soon as Thanksgiving hits, like the week before Thanksgiving, I'm like, yeah, okay. Like you just know the next like month and a half of your life to almost 2 months is just, it's just frantic, you know? And it feels good. Like it's a sigh of relief once, honestly, like once Christmas is there, like New Year's. But once Christmas is like over, you're like, okay, it's coming. But it still takes like a week, 2 weeks to just fucking get back to just normal living.
Well, we were talking about is like before Thanksgiving, we had like a plan over the weekend. And then pretty much every single weekend up until New Year's, there was something going on. Like, oh, well, we're meeting this family this day. Oh, friends are in town this day. And it was just like back-to-back weekends, which normally is no big deal because people are like, oh, that's the only time we're going to get out and see friends or whatever. But like, I'm also like, I don't like you fucking people that much.
Yeah.
Just let me, I just want a weekend to myself. I don't want to dress. I don't want to shower. I just want to be a degenerate until Monday morning.
Yeah.
So. Could be much worse.
We made it.
We did make it.
Made it. We're through.
Yeah, dude, we are through. I haven't had to write 2024 down on a piece of paper yet. So that's coming. That's the next hurdle.
Mine's coming.
Not fucking up checks and shit like that. God damn it.
Yeah.
What'd you do for New Year's?
Nothing. I was asleep.
Were you?
I woke up. I was on call the next day and ended up getting called into work. My girl worked. So, and her family's like, okay, we'll call you at like 11:30 and then we'll spend New Year's together, like on FaceTime.
Okay.
I was like, no, like I'm gonna be sleeping there. And they're like, no, like, come on, and I was like, okay, how about you call like 5 minutes before? How about that? I don't need 30 minutes on FaceTime, like doing like the pass around and stuff. And so like they called, I woke up, my girl didn't. So like I'm sitting there like on her phone. I'm like, hey, well, wake up. And she's like, just tell me go to sleep. Like they're like waving at me. Like, oh, they're like, Happy New Year. I was all, Happy New Year. And she's just right back to bed. Nothing. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah.
That's kind of, honestly, Mellow would have been fine. We had a good night. A bunch of people came over. So
did some rock band.
We got some rock band in. Yeah. Cause it was there. Aaron is a fucking champion. Like Aaron is a champion. Swear to you. First off, respect to a guy who is like, I want to hang out with my friends who are all drunk degenerates, but doesn't drink. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't be in the same room, let alone like a group of people when I'm sober who have been drunk. I'm just like, hell no.
Yeah,
you people are fucking idiots. Aaron just powers through, man. I like fucking.
That's why I drink as much as I do. Like, I have to be drunker than you for me to handle you.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know how you did it as a bartender. If shooting people was legal, you would have had body counts, man.
Yeah. Well, when you're a bartender, well, at least back in the glory days, like, and it was always like the younger kids, you know, that you're like, fucking, I hate them. So you just fucking like find the one that's fucking up in their group and then make a fucking example out of them, like fucking full Nelson them and carry him out and go back. And you guys settle the fuck down. Your friend's kicked out for fucking. Actually, it's what happened to us every time we went to Hacienda. You're kicked out. You're banned for 2 fucking weeks. And they come back. I'm sorry, sir. Like, you just do some shit like that.
Yeah. Christ Almighty. Yeah, it was a good night. So we had Mike and Maria up. We had Aaron and Maria. We had Will and Jacenna, Cliff, James, and then Alex flew in from Japan the week before. So Alex was up. So we hung out with him. Who else was there? I think that was it.
Is he still stateside?
He is for right now. Yeah, he leaves on this weekend.
Good.
Yeah.
Japan just got rocked by like a 7.3 earthquake.
He was here. Yeah, he was like, I hope, because they were like, hey, you know, there's some places with a little bit of water or whatever, but he's like, I'm probably gonna go home and all my shit is just all over the floor. So
yeah.
He woke up.
Better to be here than there.
Was it New Year? It was New Year's Day or whatever that earthquake happened. So he was like on his phone. He's like, holy shit. So
yeah, I was watching people like in the subway, and like the subway, like the big like sign that has it, like the lights shut off on it and it's shaking everywhere. It's like one guy's like just holding on to like a post, like looking up at everything. Like, don't you want to not be under a bunch of like fucking cement stairs during a fucking 7.3 earthquake?
It's Japan. How fast are you getting out? There's a lot of people, man. At that point, it's like you just start huddling under bodies, so they just take the brunt force.
Yeah, just find a comfy place to die.
Wouldn't be the first time they're rocked.
So, are we going to address the elephant in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So move your chair a little bit to the side.
Oh, that fucking elephant!
Come on, let's see it. Let's see it. Look at that. Look at that. Are you gonna? No. You have to take like the TV off from where it is in the pit, and that has to be like center. I haven't
permanently displayed. I have not determined if my friendship with Aaron is strong enough for me to keep it.
You have to. If you get rid of it, the next one's going to be like an oil on canvas painting of it.
He was like, I was trying to get like a cardboard cutout. I'm like, motherfucking no. First off, there's not enough space in this house for me to acquire more goods, let alone fucking giant, like marquee size fucking, you know, posters and portraits and shit. Like, God, no, please, for the love of God. It's a funny joke that is ruining my life. It was miserable back in 2007 when it happened, and it's been like that, like shadow, that fucking rain cloud that has followed me my entire life that I haven't been able to get rid of, and now it's become this meme, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. Like, couple DVDs, I'm like, haha, fuck you. And then he did this whole fucking speech in front of everyone. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because I thought my thing was is that we had the picture of Aaron. So he comes in with this thing, and that's why I called you. I was like, bro, you gotta get on. I think he just one up us. And like I thought he was gonna have like a dope ass fucking portrait or something or whatever it comes out to. And like I barely even creaked it open. And I saw the top section of the dragon, and I knew exactly what it was. The minute I popped it open, I barely even saw it, and I was like, I'm done. I'm out.
He was texting me. He's like, hey, like we gotta get, are you busy? Can like we FaceTime? I was like, yeah. It's like I called him and he's like, not right now. I was like, oh. He's like, there's an event that's gonna happen that you really need to be a part of. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you messaged me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this must be what like they're talking about. So like I FaceTimed him and he does like the whole thing, and I thought the same thing. Like I was like, oh, like he had to fucking like do like a painting or something too. And he brought it up.
Yeah. And then he was like, he did this whole speech, and I was like, wow, dude, this is really fucking like. I was like, at one point, I was like, damn, that's the most heartfult shit I've ever heard from someone. I was like, respect. Opened it. Was like, I fucking cannot stand you.
Dude, I was crying. I showed my girl and she didn't get it. She's like, huh? I was like, no, Dragon Wars. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
I was so mad. Oh, Christ almighty. So now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this thing. I think it's going to go up on the wall here.
I don't know. I feel like
it's not small.
Oye material. I know, but I mean, don't you have that painting of like the ships over your couch? Like that's got to be like prominently displayed.
I think I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it up in the guest room. So every person who stays there has to stare at the fucking post
on the ceiling.
Just there. And I'm not even going to secure it well. You're going to run the risk of sleeping in that bed and maybe dying via poster.
What a way to go.
God damn. So frustrating. I keep walking into the room and seeing it and instantly getting fucking angry. Like I was like, I've seen every time I look up at the shelf and I see like the Dragon Wars DVDs and I'm like, God damn it, it's there. This thing is fucking impossible not to see.
Like where does it go from here?
I don't know, but I feel like he's gonna keep wanting, like, doing the one up on this, and like
I know
till like there's an actual dragon at my house.
I was gonna say like those inflatable arm feeling tubes, but it's dragons just doing this next to.
He hires a whole like Chinese dragon parade to like mask up and like fucking come through the house. Oh my god! So, part of me was like, thank you for the gift. And then also like, don't you do that again. Son of a bitch.
Well fucking played.
Yeah. So new year, anything interesting happening for your gaming experience these 2 days that have existed?
Last night I had a couple drinks and I started playing Tarkov Arena.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough. There are ways. All right, I wanted a little like follow up, like update. It's rough. It's yes and no. So like the route that we were going, there are like not better, but competitive builds within there. It's just like, okay, you want to go this one? Well, this one's gonna suck. You could go this one, and this one's fucking slaying people, but these ones aren't as cool. Like you kind of like it makes you kind of like sacrifice and like play different and shit like that. I will say my whole team hated me. The whole not knowing what team you're shooting.
Yeah.
I thought I like aced the whole team. I killed all my own teammates. There's 5 people on a team. I'm just drunk. I'm like killing people. And then the next lobby, they're like, I fucking hate you. Fucking quit this game, you fucking piece of shit. Like, what is all? You killed all of us. I'm like, I did? Yeah, you piece of shit. Oh, it's an unforgiving game.
Yeah. Is it better than what we thought it was when we first started playing? Does it seem like it's way more interesting, or is it just as like fucking meh? How you doing?
Arena?
Yeah.
They really.
Like,
I think until they release unranked,
yeah,
and until they like change a couple things, it's just kind of.
my biggest concern is that like, yeah, what I initially saw, what initially came out is just what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's for what it is for like learning, I guess, like Tarkov mechanics and stuff and like practicing gunplay. It's good. As far as it being its own standalone like shooter.
Is it worth $40?
Nah, no. Should have came free with the game.
Yeah. Okay. That's all that matters.
Which you did if you spent $200.
Yes, true.
Yeah, free.
Big free. Me and Aaron have started playing DayZ again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just got a wild hair. I think it was the night that we played Tarkov. And I was like, I don't really want to get it. Because like we played Tarkov for a minute. And then I went back in a couple other times. And now it's to the point like I still have not finished my, what is it? Not Streets. Ground Zero fucking stuff because it is just.
Fuck that map, dude.
Fuck that. It's bad. Like now that they're like, I like the idea that they were like, well, at level 20, we're going to push people out so they can't fucking, well, it's like, okay, that makes it almost worse though. Cause then
just
like,
stop it at 14 because anybody with flea is going to fucking destroy on that map.
That's what I was going to say. Anybody who can't also get your friends in to help you out makes it impossible to progress past that point. You have to be able to do that before you can unlock all the rest of the stuff. So you're either running into luck of not running into anyone, which has been fucking not happen. Yeah. Or
it's so small and every like section has its own hotspot that like you're always going to run into somebody.
Yeah. And it's like, it's the point now where I'm just like, I'm not even taking pistols. I'm going in butt ass naked just to complete missions and just like hope to God that I can get out. You know what I mean? So, but I did a few of those and I was like, I just can't. It's fun. It's fine. I just can't. So
I understand that it's a new map and they want to push traffic to it and they want people to play it and they want to get like feedback and stuff on it. But keeping all of the quests behind these first like 5 just so that we'll play your fucking map, I think is bullshit.
Yeah.
I think that how they like marketed it, if they were to say it's a smaller map that you can do PvP that we're going to cap at a certain level, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But like saying like this is a beginners only map that's going to like teach you and learn, like there's no real tutorials or anything like that. And they're like, I don't understand why they tried to market it like this is your learning map. There's a lot of execution problems with it.
I also feel like it's one of those things like if there were smaller lobby sizes for that map.
Yeah, 10 to 12 is
it's a lot.
A little big for such a small map.
So
it used to be like factory, like 5 or 6.
Exactly. I think at that point it might be a little bit more doable. As of right now, it's chaos. Player scavs are fucking like bad. Like players are just bad. I'm just like I'm not good enough at the game.
It's early white, baby.
But then it's also like I also wonder. Okay, so here's a question. I had this thought because you can go to any map. Ground Zero sucks. You're not able to complete your missions. So you go and play other missions someplace else and you rank up. You hit level 20. Can you go back to Ground Zero to finish your missions?
No.
So you're like locked out for the entire season.
They lock out like Kappa and stuff. A lot of like lake quests are like dependent on that. Like it won't come up if you don't do it. It's not that they're like undoable if you have like buddies to run with and stuff that. But
I just meant like more or less
the fact that
there's no way you'd have to do. There's no character wipe yourself, right? You can't delete your character and start over.
You can reset.
You can reset. Okay. Cause that would be the only other way out of it. Like if you hit level 20 and couldn't do Ground Zero and you never paid to have the fucking extract for the vehicle, you then are now locked out of that mission for
a rough one.
Yeah, it's bad. That's the last one I have to do. And I'm just like,
oh, then they give you one more as soon as you finish them all. Just when you think you're done, they're like, go back, grab a bottle of wine. Like, fuck you.
It's too rough. Anyway, so I started playing DayZ because I was like, I want something like it, but a little bit slower pace for just my old man self. Like I'm not out here trying to fucking play in the NBA. Like I'm looking for women's league at this point. And so we started
Thomas.
Yeah. I started playing DayZ again, and then I just kind of discovered the mod community within DayZ, not discovered it, but I'm like jumping into it a little bit more frequently. And I found this one map that was like high loot, traders, like missions, stuff like that. I was like, okay, this kind of sounds fun. Completely dead fucking server. I have not seen another person on this server at all. It's like capped out at like 80 or 100 players. I was the only person on it for like 2 days. Cool. Easy. Means I could just play DayZ as almost like a single player experience without having to worry about getting fucking blasted by people while playing. And Aaron saw me on one day and he was like, whoa, you're playing DayZ? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll jump on. I used to play it with Mars all the time. I was like, all right, cool. So we were just dicking around in DayZ, and it's just been a lot of fucking fun. Like, we just got a trader set up. We've got like a couple bases. Like, we put down some shit things. We're just running in circles. He found the guy who runs the server apparently has missed a number or something. So like, you can buy something from the fishing vendor for 200 and sell it for 5,000. And so he's like, I just sat all day and was just like buying shit, selling it back, buying shit. He's like, I'm up to 1.9 million. I'm like, let's go. And then you just go to the traders and buy kits and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know? But that's been a lot of my entertainment right now, has been that and still Stalker.
You got to find those streamer servers that have like the fucking the Juiceman, the Juiceman Leprous, and fucking Kitten Pitten and Ash and all of them, where like everybody like is just like hardcore devoted to like their one character.
Yeah. Yeah. So they had a Stalker RP server. That's what I want to do. I want to pop it. I want to see if I can get, like, RP servers are really hard to get into because you have to be invited into them. And so it's like you kind of have to get to the Discord. Then there's like some RPs, well, at least DayZ used to be, especially when like was it Mr. Moon's house and Kiwo and all them were playing DayZ. They had a bunch of RP servers, but you had to do like an application process where like you had to send them an application like with your character, how you wanted to do it, what you wanted to do, and then they would go through the list and then pick and choose. And like, I knew a lot of them, they would also do like put in your Steam ID, so they would check and see how long you'd played DayZ, and they were like, you don't have enough hours.
See if you're wasting your time on it.
Exactly. And it was like, because there's only so many slots that they can have per server, which is understandable. I totally get it. But I just want to go into one of those RP servers for like a day and just hang out and just see the shit people do and things like that. Because Mr. Moon's house that shit used to crack me up. It was so fucking funny. They had this DayZ mod where it was, you know, basically cities and stuff, but they did cops and robbers in a sense. So it's like they set up as like a police force, and then they had like people that just did whatever, but they also had like robbers and things. Some of the content that they produced I had never laughed so hard in my life. Because it's just people being stupid or whatever, but like it's the same thing that happens with like a Lethal Company, where it turns people into voice actors.
Yeah.
If you ever see that clip, it's in Grand Theft Auto. It's the same group of people as another part. He's like driving up he's a police car. He's like driving up the road, and like he runs head into like his teammate who's in the other cop car, and she comes flying out of the windshield. And so because it's all VoIP and it's like proximity VoIP, he runs into her and she goes flying, and you hear her go boom. It's the funniest shit ever. And he gets out of the car, he's like, what are you doing? Wear your seatbelt. So I'm sorry. Oh man. But yeah, I would like to just be there, fly on the wall in a sense, and just see all the shit, because you don't see all of the shit. You just see your streamers or whatever, but there's like shit that's going on for
all sorts of weird stuff that never even makes it on the internet.
Exactly. Because like it would always be funny when someone shows up on an RP server and then someone else is dying laughing, and they're like, oh my god, the funniest shit just happened, and it's like, you know, you kind of miss it or whatever. So I don't know. I've looked at a few other servers on DayZ to like kind of dick around with, but I'm not good enough at that game to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Isn't it like a scratch can get you infected? Next thing you know, you're dead.
Yep. If you walk into like the clothes are too damp, you can get like a cold, and that cold can turn into like a full blown pneumonia, and you can just end up dying.
Jesus.
Yeah. And like, and it's not like in normal games where there's no traders or whatever. The shitty part is you usually die to that because you just can't find medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're scavenging for anything to like cure your infection. So like most of the time it's like, oh, I'm fucked. You like stash your stuff in like a barrel somewhere and be like, I know this is close to a spawn location, stash it in there and then just fucking kill yourself and then just start over and run back and try and grab your stuff. So,
Oh man.
yeah.
Oh.
I think we were talking about doing a Lethal Company night sometime this week.
Yeah.
Maybe Thursday.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Okay.
I mean, you guys can. I can.
Well, we can't do it tomorrow night. And tonight
No.
I'm going to bed. Maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, you can probably do Friday.
Friday
or Saturday.
I think we're
One
gonna
of
try
those days.
mods. So I downloaded the mod thing that allows us to like, because I was bitching, complaining. I was like, man, it seems like it's kind of an impossible task because everybody has to download the same mods for it to work. And then I was like, okay, so there's like a bunch of options like, oh, just download and drag and drop in here. I'm like, man, our group, it sounds like it might be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
So there's a launcher that does it, but it's like operated through Overwolf. And it's like, oh man, I don't want to fucking deal with that malware. But I downloaded it to try it out and see how easy it was. I was like, if all we do for that night is download Overwolf and then it's really easy. All you do is just click on which mod you want to add and then click the button launch and it just launches it for you and you don't have to do anything else. So I was like, okay, seems relatively easy. And then we can fuck around and like you can add anything you want. So as long as all of us are like, these are the X amount of mods that we want to put in, everybody goes through, just click, 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 click.
It's all the same thing.
Exactly. And it just loads it up. And then I don't know if they've done this well enough because I guess you have to download one of the mods you have to install is their like API mod that like allows the game to be modded. And I guess it lets you know, hey, this is a mod that you're missing before it launches you into the game. I don't know if it auto installs it, like how Project Zomboid has like the best mod. I don't remember if we talked about this or not. Project Zomboid has the best mod feature on the entire planet. So you download a bunch of mods for your world or whatever, and they're all through like Steam Workshop. So you just download all the mods that you want, click them all on, subscribe to everything you want. And when someone goes to join your game, they say, hey, these people are running these mods. To play with them, you have to have these. Click this button and we'll install them for you. You just click a button and it just fucking installs your mods and then you just pop right into the game. You don't have to go anywhere else. You literally do it straight from the game screen itself. And I was like, that should be how it is.
Like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like whole process.
That easy. You don't have to fucking go to program files and shit like that.
Exactly. You don't have to download a second application for it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that bugs me is like, well, that doesn't bug me, but it's like Steam Workshop is great for that stuff. Why do I have to download a third-party application to do mods? Same thing with Baldur's Gate. You know what I mean? You want to mod Baldur's Gate? Here's a fucking 2-hour process to get everything set up. And then God forbid it works.
Yeah. Game of the year.
It is the second. So today, Tuesday the 2nd. What's 2024's game of the year? We got 2 days under our belt.
Has anything been released?
No, but there's some things that have been announced.
Oh, has there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm lost. Tell me. 2 days in. What's game of the year? I have no fucking clue. Tell me what's been announced. Nightingale.
No, Nightingale's still on track though. Well, hold on. Fuck, what is it called? I think they changed their name. I think they ran into. Okay, so backstory.
So it used to be called The Day Before.
Yeah, basically. So it was called like Inscription 88 or Inception 88. Fuck. Hold on. Pause. I promise. Give me a second here. Oh wait. It's in the Discord.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, well, it wasn't 10 seconds, right?
It was more. Yeah. Well, you think that'll work? I don't know where it is. It doesn't matter. So basically, Disney has released Steamboat Willie IP, or like it's now public domain.
Yeah.
So you saw all that shit, right? Within the first 3 hours of it going live. Oh, Infestation 88 is what it's called. Found it. Infestation 88. So within the first like hour of the Mickey Mouse's whole thing going public domain, 3 things popped up. A horror movie featuring Mickey Mouse, a video game featuring Mickey Mouse, and fucking art. Like, and I mean like art. Like, it's just gone rampant. People are like, Disney can no longer, because it was the biggest thing is like, you be demonetized. We're talking about thumbnails. We're talking about anything. People are just plastering fucking Steamboat Willie face on literally everything they possibly can. Because they can now. There's no legal ramifications for them doing this. And it is wild. Some of the shit that people have been doing, it's like, the mouse is free, man. So anyway, so the game Infestation 88 is it's a horror game. It's like a Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, not like the Five Nights at Freddy's, demonologist, whatever, you know, where it's just like you running around corridors and shit and like a giant fucking, you know, creature. Yeah, chasing after you. And it's like, it looks like hot fucking garbage.
They just want to be the first ones out.
They want to be the first ones out. And so it's going early access, of course, because it's one of those fucking games. Instantly last night, I was like, that looks awful. Wish list. I'm so ready for it. It looks so bad. And so it's, and now that that's kicked off, it's starting to come rampant. People are like making games and it's now all of a sudden it's just, people are just trying to get into it. Well, I guess the name, I don't know if it's still Infestation.
Infestation Origins.
Okay, Origins. Okay. So they had to change the 88. So they had to change Infestation 88 because apparently people were like, hey guys, you need to change this. And they're like, no, we don't. Why? And they were like, well, I guess, I don't know why. I didn't read the article, but they're like, this kind of like has really strong ties to the Nazi regime.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And so they were like, fuck.
So the 88, because it's 8th letter of the alphabet, Hail Hitler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. So yeah, so whatever it was, like they did a whole change on that. They were like, okay, so cool, it's called something different now. That's why I couldn't find it while I looked on Steam. It looks bad. It looks rough. Actually, it
doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't look, well, when you watch the trailer.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
That's what I'm watching right now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem amazing by any means. I also want to know how long they had this in the pocket.
Yeah, just waiting.
They've been working on it for a minute, right? Because it
makes you wonder. I think there's a big list of things that are all about to be public domain too, and it doesn't. Yeah, Well, a lot of it's like Disney stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Pluto.
Yeah,
Daffy Duck. I think Conan the Barbarian, Flash Gordon.
Yes,
I saw like a list of like now that this is public domain. What else?
Yes.
So what else is going to be cooking up for people that it's like? I don't think there's anything as iconic as like maybe like Steamboat Willie.
Well, Disney,
but if people are trying to capitalize on,
it was
like,
supposed to go public domain like 4 or 5 years ago, or like during the middle of COVID, I think it was supposed to go public domain, and then Disney was able to like re-up and pass it off for another 4 or 5 years or some shit like that, or whatever they were talking about at the time. And then I guess this round they were like, we've had enough of it. It's gone through. And it's like, okay. Because I guess the question, they were also saying like the Mickey Mouse in itself now, the new edition or whatever's like this edition of Mickey Mouse is still under copyright. But the Steamboat Willie
it's the original iteration.
So does it need to be black and white? Does he need to have the Steamboat hat?
I think so.
So anything outside of that, if it looks like Mickey Mouse, but it's not in black and white and it doesn't have the hat, it's still
like I saw the one, it was like the original like Daffy Duck that they had. Doesn't look anything like the Daffy Duck that you would like think of. And that's the one that's going to be released. All of like the current editions iterations.
Donald Duck or Daffy?
Donald.
Okay.
Not Daffy. Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
But I think it's like that iteration, that original like conceptualized version of it. So, and I'm sure like whatever like the next like if this is Steamboat Willie, whatever like the next like Mickey Mouse probably isn't too far behind.
No, yeah, okay.
But
well, I know where we're going for 2024. We're just gonna take all the stuff that Disney has left over behind, and we're just gonna start making our own stuff. I mean, the thumbnail for this podcast is literally just going to be a picture of Steamboat Willie. That's all it is. It'll say fucking the episode, and it'll just have Steamboat Willie's face. That'll be it. Because we can.
Yeah, we can. Watch like, oh, we found out we can't.
What are they going to do? Demonetize a non-monetized channel?
Touche.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so you get that letter in the mail from fucking Disney lawyers. Ooh.
What's that? The two people you don't fuck with is Disney and Rockstar.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Steamboat Willie. What else has been? Was what has been announced?
Only because I just been watching how much it's been fucking blasted. Domain. I don't remember. I was looking at this earlier, and I found a bunch of articles that went public domain last year that I guess have like kind of snuck under the rug, and that's what they were talking about, because they were like, oh, the Steamboat Willie thing blew up, but like there's so many IPs that are now like public domain that no one even like registered or talked about. So I don't know. I didn't look into it too much. I just kind of like put my eyes on the horizon for like the next couple months of what we have in gaming. There's like really nothing coming out here in January. There's a couple little small things, but nothing that like seems remotely.
VGA kind of fucked us.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, VGA, for everybody watching, VGA was supposed to announce a whole bunch of stuff that we were all going to be very excited about, that would give us stuff to talk about for the next few months until it all releases.
Yep.
They didn't give us a lot.
Nope. No. I mean, I think the end of this
month, even cut Chris Judge short. Bastards.
I mean, but he was still able to sneak in the best joke of the year.
Yeah. Joke of the year.
I think it's the end of this month. I think it's Enshrouded comes out, which is like a survival crafting game that I've been kind of following for a little bit. I played like the beta for. It's just kind of like it's like Valheim, but not. But not, you know, one of those type of style games. Yeah. Other than that, it's like February Nightingale, if it comes out. Me and Will were talking about this over the weekend. It was like Will was like, I've been just like pumped waiting for Nightingale, because it seems like one of those games that we could get the whole group back into, and we'd have, you know, something that we could all do together. He's like, the only time that we've ever had a game like that was when we were doing Valheim, or even Diablo when people were playing it. But like for the most part, it was Valheim. It was something that we had a server running at any point in time. People could just pop on and they would just be doing whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so he's like, I really want Nightingale to be good and to come out, because if that's the case, that could be the next big game that we're all doing. And so I kind of turned the conversation back into Ark, which is, I think Pad and Aaron were like pretty much down for it. I mean, the only problem now with Ark is you need to find 400 gigabytes.
Yeah.
And I would like to play the Genesis like DLC. Like I really, really want to do, like if we decide to do Ark, I really want to play Genesis. Like it just looks so much cooler. It's like on like a space station, like a habitat space station type of thing, like a Halo ring. And between each of the land masses and the zones, there's like open space between the ship. So to go from one zone to the next, you have to like float through space, and there's like space wyverns and shit that come and attack you. And it's like, that seems way more interesting than just vanilla Ark. And I think only because I played vanilla Ark so much. I played like vanilla Ark, Scorched Earth, and like the Valhalla one or whatever the fuck it was, like pretty religiously. And I was like, I'm done with those maps. I don't want to do them anymore. I'd like to see something new. but it's 400 gigabytes. It's
I think that's the biggest hurdle.
Chunkered, man. Like Sean was like struggling to find 7 gigs to install a game.
I know.
I was like, oh man, you know.
Everybody who's like kind of like uninstalling games just to load games, that's like you definitely need a new hard drive for this.
Yeah.
And half of it for this game.
Yeah. And that's the worst part about it is like you're gonna get a terabyte and half of it is going to holy shit. Brad, come back to me. Oh no, your internet's going to poop. God, it looks like those videos that you send me. So this is what happens when iPhones send to Androids, apparently. Hi, you okay?
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah. Hi, welcome back. Yeah, you're back.
And we're back.
God,
everything looked fine on my end.
Really? Yeah, that was fucking rough over here. It did one of those things where it freezes again. Like your video every once in a while has been just like, and that's what I was saying. Like you were saying, oh, it might be my internet, whatever. But like once a podcast, all of a sudden, like your screen will just freeze for a second, and it goes back, and then maybe I'll get a second one, and it did it just then, and then it just went straight to fucking Pixelverse. Buy pre-built.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's got to be my internet, my router, my modem.
Yeah,
I pre-built, kids. Oh, fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Arc, Nightingale.
Okay, so here's what I was thinking.
That's it.
Here's what I was thinking. We've got a month before Nightingale comes out, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be February 20th, I think is what it is. 22nd, something like that. The issue then also is don't have the private server stuff where like you can buy server things. Yeah. So we'll have to really see how, because again, our gaming ADHD is such a fucking pain in the ass. Like I would love to continue playing Moria if Moria wasn't stuck on just like one person's computer at a time via save file.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That shit sucks.
I feel bad, but it's like some days like at home, I'm like we talked about it, it's like I just don't feel like playing that. You know what I mean? But I don't want to hinder other people from being able to play it. And when I want to pop on, I want to see all the stuff that's happened while I've been gone. And then that was a thing I loved loading into Valheim was loading in and seeing all the crazy shit.
And all of a sudden,
there's
like a fucking Sean's built a wall.
Yeah.
Will just has a pit.
Yeah. There was a dick house that Aaron had built up, you know, and then I was gone, and then it was a log house, you know. It was like shit like that is so fucking cool to have like an open server, and I'd love to see Nightingale do that. But I also like want to see, because it's supposed to be pseudo MMO where like there's a hub world with other people. So it's interesting to see if it ends up like DayZ in a sense where it's like, here's just a list of servers that we have that other people are playing on. But when you go to your own specific world, you don't run into other people unless their cards match exactly. I don't know how that all works.
Yeah. But there's a lot that's up in the air with that.
And we'll have to see. And especially because none of us have been able to get our hands on it or see it. And that's what's worrying me the most. Right? They did the private play test and stuff like that under NDA. And there's not a whole lot of content. And we're a month away from launch and there's still nothing, which already tells me right off the bat, it'll be pushed. It'll either be pushed or they're going to launch it with apologies of we're trying to make this better in the near future, which I was talking to Will about. I was like, that's what'll kill that game, because it won't be ready for the launch. It'll come out, people will play it and be like, I can see where it's kind of good, but it's really mediocre. And then therefore it loses its whole player base, which then the devs have to either do one of two things, which is try and recover and pull a No Man's Sky, or try and push it and get it out of early access as fast as possible, which with no money, how are they going to do it? And so I don't know, man, it's a lot of back and forth on this, but so I was thinking if we can get through February and either Nightingale is either good or gets pushed, right? Then we can determine maybe either getting into Arc and buying an Arc server or maybe even jumping back into Valheim and doing a Valheim server again.
It's not on a different broccoli.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm down for either. I feel like Valheim will probably be easier just for our friend group, just with the sheer size of Ark. Ark would be a lot of fun to explore, and it's newer to me than Valheim is. But
the reason why
at 400 gigs is really what kills
that
it.
sucks. Yeah, but it's also one of those things that like if there is nothing coming out, right? Nobody's really playing Baldur's Gate anymore, right? And even still, Baldur's Gate was at best a single player experience. Yes, you could multiplayer, but everyone who played Baldur's Gate in the friend group did their own individual solo playthrough. We not doing Diablo. We're not fucking playing WoW. Nobody's playing
Fuck
Overwatch.
Diablo.
A handful of you guys are doing Tarkov. You know, other than that, the other games that are multiplayer based that people have been playing is like Gunfire, like religiously, but that's only a 4-player game. So it's like when you start to look around it, it's like, well, if we're paying for a server for something like Ark, that is a massive fucking game that we can go anywhere. And at any point in time, like if the server gets so bad or so clogged up from all of the shit, then we could do our own personal wipes and just say, okay, you know, the server's fucking lagging. Guys, we're going to start over from scratch and re-roll the servers and start back over. And then everybody pisses off and does something else. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. But I think that Ark might be big enough that it could keep us running until that next big thing comes out, which so far is nothing in 2024.
Yeah.
There's been a huge push back into like the single player experience. So there's a lot of like, you know, Death Stranding 2, you know, OD fucking, I don't know, maybe Spider-Man 2 on PC, shit like that. It's like a lot of single player experiences, but Stalker 2, I think they said had co-op, but who knows if that game ever comes out.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be that or we're going back to Call of Duty.
Easy. Let's not say or do anything drastic.
Name a better option.
Hello Kitty Island 2. Over Call of Duty. Easy, bud.
I just read an article today someone wrote, which I don't know if I agree or disagree with them, but they're like, Call of Duty has gotten too big to fail. In the point where it might be shit, it might be fucking terrible. There might be
but it will always be around. There will always be people on it. There will always have people playing it.
Yep. No matter what happens.
Yeah.
Which then part of the article was him just saying like, which then what influences developers, or what like drives developers to want to make change or make better games when it comes to stuff like that? If you're getting paid in an industry that is known to be fucking toxic as hell and underpaid most of the developers, if you get paid, you'll always have a successful fucking game that will net you bonuses and money. At what point does this, now the trash that we have, become the new wheel, and they're just back to like, don't reinvent the wheel type of thing? You know, we went from a wheel to square blocks, but the square blocks still roll. So it's like, it's fine, leave it. You know,
I feel like if we needed to make a change in Call of Duty, it should have been implemented back when it was competing with like Medal of Honor and shit like that. It's too big. It's Kleenex, you know?
Yeah.
It's its own thing. It's dominated first person shooters for too long. It's never going to go away.
Well, and especially
the only change that they're going to make is if it comes from somebody really high up that somehow miraculously starts giving a shit.
You know, another thing I started thinking about though was that, is Call of Duty only as big as it is because of something like Warzone? Because the arena aspect of what is Call of Duty, or what originally was Call of Duty, is not it anymore. Most people are like getting the new Call of Duty, playing like the multiplayer side of it for a short period of time until that edition is then rolled into whatever the next Warzone is. And then Warzone just takes it for the next, you know, year.
I don't know. War. It's weird that Warzone's still.
As popular as it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I watch people play Warzone. I watched the doc play Warzone, I think recently. I think he was playing.
Yeah.
And going at it and doing shit, and I'm just like, it doesn't even look fun to play.
At one point, God, I used to fucking love Warzone, but there's better games.
Well, especially since you went to PC, there became better games. Right?
Yeah.
When you're a console, you didn't
console.
Have you're limited. This is what we got to work with. Once the doors of the PC world opened up, it was like, holy shit, I can do anything.
Milky City, here I come.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's all we ever look for is just like a good multiplayer shooter game. I think that's why Gunfire has been so good, is because it ticks all the right boxes for the roguelite, the fucking different build stuff. Every run can be a little bit different, while still having kind of shooter elements. It's not like a shooter by any means, but it is. You point and click and bullets come out of an end of a gun. But I don't know, man. Because that's what I would like, just a nice arena shooter. I thought the finals was going to be it.
It still might be.
It might be. It needs some love. I have not completely written the finals off yet.
No, not at all.
Not at all. But I'm not actively playing, and I am actively watching to see where they take it and what changes they implement, because I think it just needs that balance. Now it's like, oh, the playtest was open and you were working with a real small sample size, and now that everyone has access to it, it's like, okay, now you can see where the discrepancies are. Let's try and minimize that. And once we get back to a nice solid point, I'd like to jump in. But then again, the question then becomes like, is it one of those games that, well, you haven't been grinding it as long as possible, so you're just going to get fucking smoked every time you roll in?
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, what if they introduce new things? We're already getting fucking mauled by the flamethrower. And if you don't have enough points to get the flamethrower, what's the next thing going to be?
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah. At what point, also as a free game to just play, do you just not just roll a new account, start up a new fucking Steam account to download, just so you have points to spend to just buy the best build for the heavy right off the bat? You know what I mean? Something like that. Yeah. I hope they just fucking change that whole system altogether.
It definitely needs a rework a little bit. And I get that there's like different play styles that you're supposed to play and stuff, but like the light's just too weak and the heavy's just too much.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, the light was cool when we were playing in the beta, because it was like, you knew that was the person that just had to run the box because they were the fastest.
Yeah.
And it felt good to play. Like,
the grapple guns.
Yeah. But now it's just like, well, if the heavy can fucking just mow through everything, including lights, including other heavies, then it's like,
why doesn't everybody play heavy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just everybody fucking tank with flamethrowers.
Yep. Yeah. And the respawns are short enough that it doesn't matter if you die. I mean, it can if you get a wipe or whatever it comes out to, and they get rolled back. But like, for the most part, it's like, most of the games are won by you sneaking in and stealing the box at the last minute anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Who the fuck sits there for the entire time and defends?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, 2024 is off to a banger.
Yeah, this is our exciting episode. Steamboat Willie.
And that's it. Yeah, run the time.
Yeah. Any resolutions? Any New Year's resolutions? What are you gonna manifest into 2024?
I've decided I was gonna start cutting people out of my life. Certain people.
You're gonna start?
Yeah. I mean, I have for a long time, but like I'm making hard lines, I think, is the idea. People that gift me fucking Dragon Wars stuff.
Hard lines have been drawn.
Yeah, super hard line. Cross it if you want. The threshold is there. No, I mean, I don't think there's anything. I think this year, now that I've like spent the entire last 2023 like cutting weight and like getting my back to like a reasonable point, I want to start working out this year and like start biking again and like doing stuff. I think that's the rest of my goal for this year. I also want to do new and exciting things for the channel. Like I don't want to do the same. Like I love the 7 day stuff and I want to continue playing 7 days stuff, but I want to try recording differently. I want to have a different mentality when going into it. I want to do things a little bit differently when playing the games, because I'm just finding it has to be a combination of things. Like I obviously cannot stand my own voice and 90% of my own content because I'm whatever. Everybody says, oh, you're a hardest critic, but it's like, okay. Like, yeah, I'm cutting out a lot of shit, guys. It's just, not only do we not see numbers, which is fine. This is for us anyway. And if it does go big, it's great, right? We have no problem with that type of thing. But I also want to go back and rewatch things that I feel proud about making or happy about making. And not in the sense of like, oh, that's the best fucking video in the world type of thing. But just like I go back and I look at it and I'm like, that was fucking fun. That was fun to watch. Or like I can rewatch funny parts of it and I can make myself laugh. You know, yeah, that's what I want. Like I rewatched the fucking plug and play episode where like, like you get stuck in, like everybody comes in, it's like, and you can move the guys. I'm like, oh, yeah, like we're all going to the store together. And like, shit like that was just, it was making me laugh again. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to have content that like is just enjoyable for me to watch. Because if I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying making it, I'm enjoying watching it, someone else is going to enjoy watching it as well. Because our friend group all has relatively the same humor. So it's something that can either translate well or, you know, again, it's just us blowing smoke up our ass. But like, I just have some plans that I want to try differently. And I want to I don't want to take classes because I don't have time for that. But I want to go back to how it was at the beginning of 2023 or even the end of 2022 when I was like studying like the editing software and DaVinci and all these things, because I feel like I've just gotten to that plateau point where like all of the edits are now the same. You're
getting by, but
yeah, exactly. But I want it to be better. I want to move forward and make things look better. I want to start making better thumbnails and better content that like kind of grabs and looks at it, and just like having new and unique things that like kind of transition differently and things like that. I want to play different games that allow me to incorporate that type of editing. And like, that's what I would like to do for this year.
Nice.
At least that's always been a goal, but I think this year I'm going to fucking hammer hard.
That's good.
Or die trying. Do you have any resolutions?
I'm gonna get fucking fat, dude.
Yeah.
I'm opposite. I'm gonna stop fighting it. I sit at a fucking computer all day for work. I'm just gonna embrace it. I'm just gonna fucking blow up. Fuck what people think. She said yes.
Yeah, I mean, you already put the ring on her finger. Yeah. That's it, dude.
So, watch this. I'm gonna get fucking like Mac from It's Always Sunny fat.
Yeah. Stop shaving. First thing you gotta do is stop shaving your head. Just let it grow. Just let it grow, dude. Just let it go. Give it like 2 weeks. It's the same thing like a beard. Just let it go for 2 weeks and just let's just see how it looks.
No,
come
dude.
on.
I had all of quarantine that I didn't do it. Oh man, it's bad.
I know.
Like, oh, I'm on my 3rd round of chemo bad. Like,
oh my God.
Just right here.
The worst part that's bugging me the most is like, if I don't do it, like first off, I full cul-de-sac and I cul-de-sac hard.
Oh yeah.
Which is it's fine. But I have little motherfuckers who have just not given up. Yeah. And it's like, go away. Go away. I'd rather just be full cul-de-sac with a ball top head, but you have these little fucking like they like just pop up, and it's like, even if I wanted to just let it fucking go, and I'm like, who gives a shit? It's just cul-de-sac. Then I got like the fucking like Scruff McGruff on the top of my head, and I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
The Homer system, just 3 lines of hair.
And then I'm like, across. And then I'm at a point where I'm like standing in the mirror, like I don't have time to shave my head, or I'm like I'm behind schedule or whatever. So then I'm just like taking like the fucking buzzard to like the little tiny ones, or like taking tweezers and just pulling them out just so I can like look like functional if I took my hat off. And I'm like, oh
yeah.
we're talking about going back to fucking like 2010 time period, like just 2 nights, 2 back-to-back Tuesdays, hacienda, hair, the liver to fucking hair and
Tuesday shoes,
liver and kidney to fucking pull through.
What a time to be alive.
We saw
if you would have told me that was gonna be the highlight of my life.
it was all downhill after Harambe.
Yeah, fucking was.
Yeah, 2010 might have been peak
Hydrogen Collider.
Yeah, that was 2012, right? Yeah. That's when it all stopped. Mandela effects happened in full swing. All right, let's wrap this up. I hope you guys all had a very easy, nonchalant New Year's. Hope you guys excited for new games, new year.
Except for one of you. You know who you are. I hope you went fucking hard.
Oh. All right, we're out of here. Bye.
Bye.